All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Daily Lives of High School Boys, Episode 1. All right.
Boy.
This is what I chose for our Tuesday slot for here on until the show is finished.
Yep.
This is a one-core comedy show that I have seen one skit for a long time ago in the past. It was them trying on like a bra or something like that. But I don't even remember much of the details or any of the characters like at all. But
I have seen it though.
You have seen it.
Now the thing is about this one is that this was the first dedicated comedy anime that I watched.
Gotcha.
Ever.
So like 7 years ago or
long time ago.
Oh shoot. Actually, yeah,
this was an anime that my buddy got me into to show me that there were things that didn't involve supernatural events, like no Death Notes or like or Shinigami or like ninja powers or whatever.
Maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, like I
would say closer to 6 years ago.
I was in running start at the time. Like it was a long time ago. So this was a solid 7 years ago, like maybe 8.
Yeah,
like it was a long time ago.
Yeah, then you would have had to have been.
I was like
2012 or 2013. So
yeah. It was a long time ago. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't do too well on the polls. But here we are. Thank you for picking this one.
I'm so excited. I want some good comedy.
So like, I'm excited to get back into it.
I just know by also reputation that this is one of those shows that just understands how to do the skit-based comedy.
You saw the one skit, so like,
and it was just premium.
Yeah. So I just remember I love it.
Gut bust dying of laughing.
There are a lot of skits in particular that I'm looking forward to seeing how you enjoy.
Okay. But yeah, y'all really hyped to get into the show with you. The discussion is probably going to be something where we're just kind of laughing along with the jokes and maybe imagining scenarios. So it will be a different type of discussion than usual.
Because we haven't ever done a skit-based show before.
As a reaction. Yeah. We have definitely watched skit-based shows before, but it's like Fumofu, for instance.
Right, but even then that was like, split the episode in half kind of a thing. Not as much like full skit. So it'll be interesting to see how this changes the format a little bit. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. There you are.
All right, that's the first episode. Awesome, and the skit I saw it by itself is in this first episode. So there you go. That's done with. But oh my god, just the way they have each character be the perfect level of stupid because they're in high school.
Because they're in high school, exactly.
Like I believe that they're in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Anime is famous for having its characters be like, "You're actually in high school."
I'm 13. I'm super old and mature. Yeah.
But these characters, I'm like,
They used their dad's razor and shaved off their nipple because they were insecure about their nipple hair. Yeah. And now they're just wondering, can nipples grow back?
Right. Yeah. At what point are you like taking off that much clothing to actually have your nipple hair be seen by anyone?
Well, yeah, no, it's just something that probably when he goes to the beach or something, he's like, no, my nipple hair.
Right, but it's not summer. Well, okay, it might be close to it, but whatever.
Just all the stupid things they get up to. Wait, how would you actually put on a skirt? How
does this work? Like, put it from the top.
Yeah. And then the thing of wait a minute. And like the other two, I'm not sure whether the other two, Tadakuni, of course, ended up getting put up to something by his buddies, but I'm not sure whether that was something that they had planned the entire time, and that's why it was like right as he was about to leave, he's like, "Hey, buddy, da 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 da. What do you think about skirts?" And then it's like, and then they sort of,
that
got the thing started. I feel like that might be what it was supposed to be, but it also could have just as easily have been that happened, and then they're like, "Wait a minute, we're like." They both are like, we're totally not going to do it, but I'll bet Tadakuni will actually, like, put the skirt on, and then he does. He comes out, and they're still wearing their pants. He's just like, die.
One of the things that I've loved like just thinking back on that skit over the course of time, was the idea that when they have him do the poses and stuff, he legitimately does look like it suits him. Like it does actually, like, and getting to see it again, I'm like, yeah, it does. He actually, it does fit.
He can pull it off.
He can pull it off pretty well. So, hey, way to go, Tadakuni.
And then his sister walks in and, you know, he's putting on a bra and, like, you know, his buddy's got her underwear and, yeah, just out of context, just like, how did you get to this? It's like, no. It all made sense.
Yeah. Many high school boys were bruised with the shoe in the next, like, 3 minutes after that.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. But the literary girl skit was so good. It was so perfect.
It just totally takes the cake, doesn't it?
It takes the cake completely. It stole the show.
Yep.
With the internal the internal monologue, the internal thoughts and what have you.
Yep.
And then the aspect that they kept showing the girl's facial expressions changing so dramatically, and she's just freaking out about this.
Yeah.
And the fact that we started off this episode with them talking about how do you get a girlfriend?
Right.
And there might not be any continuity with regards from skit to skit, but the idea that, probably very little to none. Yeah, the fact that it starts off with that, and then a very reasonable girlfriend opportunity potentially shows up here.
Yeah.
And he's so panicky about his, fact that he's introverted and kind of an otaku.
Yep.
The things that she pegged him for accurately keep him from interacting with the girl, so that when he finally does interact with her, it's so awkward that it completely ruins the whole thing for him. But she actually likes it because of the whole thing with the book, so that when she responds, she's trying to match his energy, which he hears his own words effectively back again a second time by this.
Yep.
And he can't help himself, and he just dies of internal laughter. I love it. It's just so good.
And the thing is that so much of the skits in this show are all based on things that like
certain anime do.
Well, certain anime. Well, yes, okay, yeah. You totally need to have seen other anime, like the whole first skit with the getting the girlfriend and them going through the different tropes of the characters and everything. Yep. That would be completely you would totally miss out on
a lot of
so
the
much
fun
of that stuff if you hadn't watched a bunch of other anime, right?
Right.
But the thing is that a lot the questions of how do you get a girlfriend? What do you think about skirts? Like wait a minute, how do I impress this person by saying something cool? Right? Like
these are all legitimate questions.
Those are all legit questions that high schooler just you go through when you're young, right?
Absolutely.
And of course it it usually doesn't go that well. Oh man, the struggle of him sitting there on the riverbank, and the whole the setup, the specific environment and everything that they're in. Yeah, that was a bit fantastical.
Of course. Yeah.
But the idea of just how do I say something cool to this girl? Nope. And then you say something and you're just like, nope, I want to die. That was awful. That was awful. Like
the skit with the ghost stories, quote unquote, that one seemed like the most random of them all.
Yeah.
But the idea that they're each telling stories, but they're all really good at actually delivering the stories. It's just the fact that their stories are stupid.
Yep.
Really dumb. Like the kind of thing of where you've all had this situation probably where someone comes up to you and they start to share a story, or even better, you want to hear about the dream I had last night?
Yeah.
No, I really don't. Okay, here's my dream I had last night. And you're just like, oh my God, shut up.
Well, and that's basically how it got started with the dudes being like, there was this cute girl and I'm noticing her. She's a cute girl.
It's I went to eat at a restaurant recently. Oh, why is this coming up? Where did this come from?
But the punchline is just, there were 3 chopsticks.
There were 3 chopsticks.
That's kind of weird, And then they're all like, whoa, that's kind of scary. He's like, wait, really? And then the person's like, so as you know, I'm very insecure about my nipples. And they're like,
what I love about this is it's not actually the stories themselves that is funny. It's the fact that they all were told in the same scene.
Yeah.
Basically that...
how one got from one to the other.
So one of the things that's funny about when you're young like that is you're dealing with all the confusing emotions and all the
puberty and everything.
Well, no, just the yes, obviously puberty, but puberty brings about all the hormonal imbalances and stuff. So you're just in a weird stage of processing all this stuff. So one of the best things that you can have is actually some friends that you can just casually talk about things with.
Like your nipple insecurity.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, because talking about it is going to make it easier for you to deal with it as a person later. But the point that they all are like, I'm just going to share my stupid story, just one after the other. And then of course, Tadakuni feels left out of I don't have a weird story. So he's like, I'll just make one up.
Yeah.
And he makes one up that's so gross. It's so nasty that they all want to go and vomit intentionally into the bathroom.
In case there's a centipede.
In case there's a centipede.
Yeah.
And their sister's already in there, which means she has a habit of listening in on their conversations, probably because she doesn't have friends over and she's bored.
Right.
And they're just stupid bakas that occasionally say weird stuff that's maybe kind of funny or entertaining. So is the sister, this is the other thing, is the sister the audience? Like the actual like stand-in audience member, where it's like she's actually wants to be their friend in a lot of ways, but you know,
maybe like it's, you know, it's one of those things where one of the things that I really love about this show is it's all also through the perspective of high schoolers, right?
Right.
So when the sister comes in and sees them, right, they are absolutely terrified of her, right? So it might be that she was about to pull off a shoe and just start beat the living shit out of them, right? But it also might just be that she's like, oh my god, what are you guys? You guys are such idiots, right? And then she, you know, like I could totally see her do that,
right?
And then just like close the door again and leave, you know. And it's just like, okay, you know, whatever. But they're in high school, so it's like, oh no, we were discovered. Like
it's like the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man,
she could tell her friends at school, and then they could tell their friends at school, and then it could eventually get back to one of them who has a brother at our school, and then oh my god, we're ruined.
Oh yeah, the whole thing about them going through all of the. Like, oh man, just all the anime trope, you know, caricatures of like, okay, you know, this is how we can do it and all that stuff. And then at the end, they're like, wait a minute, no, we're at an all-boys school. Like, none of these scenes work.
Yeah. Tadakuni's like, man. I think I forgot something. Like, in the middle of the skit.
Yep.
As far as, like, lines to be taken out of context, all right, everyone, channel your virgin power.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too real. Just the guys that sabotage the one other guy.
How dare you betray us?
Right, it's the crabs in a bucket thing. It's like, oh no, he is having relations with another person, and they happen to be a woman.
Tadakuni, do you know why it's cold? Because your spring ends here.
It's just so hammed up and over the top.
Yep.
I also like the occasional kind of like, I don't know if it's a JoJo thing, but just the shadows over the eyes of like
super serious
drawn faces and what have you, more chiseled kind of masculine look.
Yep.
Those are really good. But hey, if the show is 12 episodes or 13 episodes of this,
12 episodes
of this, I am all for it. Yeah. I want it all. Just
now, I will just say, just in case it's set a bit too high of a standard, but the literary girl skit is, you know, that's cream of the crop skits, you know, in this show.
No, I gotcha.
So there are some of that level, but, you know, not all of them.
Not all of them.
Are quite of that level.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. It was a really good skit.
And it was a pretty long one,
I would rewatch that skit like a couple times just to be like, what?
No, yeah.
What is this?
Yes, yep, that is something that I literally do.
It's almost a bit meta in that the creators of this, the mangaka, writer, light novels, whatever.
I think it was a manga.
Okay, it was a manga. Was maybe a little bit just self-inserting their bad literary jokes of like, this is what happens when a writer tries to sound smart by writing dialogue. But it's actually just bad gobbledygook, you know?
Yep. No one would ever say that.
No one would ever say that. Exactly. So I think that was also another layer of the joke being delivered in there.
Yeah. Well, oh man, like this episode, like it was such a good introduction to the show for me when I first watched it, that because back at the time when I watched it, if I had a show I liked, I would just binge watch it. But with this one, I was like, okay, this is fantastic, and I actually made a point to only watch like one episode like every few weeks, because I was like, there were only 12 episodes of this.
Yeah,
I want to save this. Like, but yeah,
that makes
good
sense.
times.
That makes sense, because you would binge this whole thing probably in an afternoon.
Oh yeah, exactly, and then it'd be over, and it's like, what then?
And you don't even really remember many of the jokes.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So cool. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. You can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep, that's right. Wrote a sci-fi novel called Battle Lines, in case you haven't heard of it before. It's really awesome, and it's on Amazon if you want to get it. Link in the description below. It's in both hardback and ebook for within the US, and ebook only for outside the US. Go get it.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.